What's the biggest promise your parents broke? They said they'd never divorce and always stay together for us kids. Growing up, whenever my friend's parents split up, Mom would shake her head and say, "We're not like that, we're a team." Dad would nod and add, "Nothing could tear this family apart." I believed them completely. They made it seem like divorce was this foreign concept that happened to other people. When my best friend Jake's parents got divorced in middle school, Mom sat me down and said, "See, that's what happens when people give up on each other. Your dad and I will never give up." I actually felt sorry for other kids whose parents fought. At sleepovers, when friends would complain about their parents arguing, I'd think, at least mine love each other. I was proud of having the stable family, the one that worked. High school was rough for them. Dad lost his job at the factory after 15 years. Mom started working double shifts at the hospital, coming home exhausted and irritable. The house felt different, tense. They fought constantly about money, about Dad not finding work fast enough, about Mom never being home anymore. But even during their worst screaming matches, they'd always end with, "We're not giving up on this family." I'd hear Dad say it through the thin walls after Mom would threaten to leave. "We made a promise to these kids, Linda. We stick to our promises." Those words gave me comfort during the chaos. No matter how bad things got, they weren't quitters. Junior year, things got worse. Dad started drinking more. Mom would come home from 12-hour shifts to find him passed out on the couch with empty beer cans scattered around. The fights became daily occurrences, but they kept up the act around us kids. Family dinners where they'd barely speak to each other, but if my sister or I brought up anything about divorce or separation, they'd immediately jump into their rehearsed speech about commitment and family values. "Other people give up when things get hard," Mom would say, forcing a smile. "But the Johnsons don't quit." I started lying to friends about what was happening at home. When they'd ask why I couldn't hang out because my parents were fighting again, I'd make up excuses. Part of me still believed their promise meant something. Christmas morning, senior year. I woke up early to wrap some last-minute gifts for my little sister. Needed tape from Dad's office. That's when I saw them. Divorce papers. Not hidden away or locked up. Just sitting there on his desk like grocery receipts. Already signed by both of them. Filed 2 weeks ago. I stood there reading through everything. Property division, custody arrangements. Dad was keeping the house. Mom was moving to her sister's place 3 states away. They'd already figured out who got what. My hands were shaking as I read the part about us kids. Joint custody. We'd spend summers with Mom, school year with Dad, like we were just another asset to split up. The worst part? There was a note clipped to the papers in Mom's handwriting. "Tell the kids after New Year's. Let them have one last normal Christmas. One last normal Christmas." Like everything had been an elaborate performance. I walked back to the living room where they were both sitting by the tree, drinking coffee and acting normal. Sister was still asleep upstairs. "When were you planning to tell us?" Dad nearly dropped his mug. Mom's face went white. "Tell you what, honey." I held up the papers. "That you've been lying to us for months." The silence was deafening. Finally, Mom started crying. "We were going to tell you after Christmas. We didn't want to ruin the holidays." "So you thought lying was better?" Dad rubbed his face. "We're trying to protect you kids. This is hard enough without what? Without being honest?" They'd spent years telling me divorce was giving up, that families who stay together are stronger, that promises matter. Turns out their biggest promise was just another lie. My sister came downstairs an hour later to find Mom packing boxes and Dad sleeping on the couch.